President Barack Obama says limited military operations will continue in Iraq. This after US-led airstrikes over the weekend allowed Kurdish and Iraqi security forces to regain control of key areas seized by ISIS militants. President Obama says US military assistance allowed Peshmerga fighters to take back one of Iraq's largest dams near Mosul. And in Moscow, the Kremlin says Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet with his Ukrainian counterpart next Tuesday. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko has confirmed the meeting and says bringing stability to eastern Ukraine will be the main topic of discussion. In Gaza, the fighting between Israeli defense forces and Hamas has resumed today. This after militants fired 3 rockets into Israel. The IDF responded by launching a series of airstrikes. And JD, I may have another story here that's going to trigger a conversation. We've seen reaction across the country to the shooting of Michael Brown and the erupting riots in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson, Missouri. And now the Redskins have used the football field to draw attention to the situation. During a game on Monday, the players ran onto the field with their hands up in the air in the honor of Brown. The team said they wanted to show their support for Brown. Free safety Ryan Clark said that he could have been any one of us. My question is this helping or hurting the situation? And
we see the story right there. I think this begins and ends, and I have no doubt as to the sincerity of a number of players, but I also understand that the team name in Washington and nationally has created controversy of its own. So I have no doubt about the convictions of the players. I also understand that in terms of team marketing, to the District of Columbia and to a White House that seems to say, hey, wait a minute, you know, the name of your team is culturally and racially insensitive, to the point where the Patent Office has tried to take away use of the Redskins and those logos for the powerful and rather lucrative licensing of the Washington Redskins logos. I think that its purpose is twofold.
Right, and my question was actually, I wonder who made this decision to go ahead and do this. Was it the players themselves, or is there more behind this?
I think it probably started with the players, and I think the NFL does take a look at a number of political issues and decides, well, we'll allow the players in this instance to move forward. I do believe that there are efforts afoot. It may have been the original intent for the players to stand in solidarity, but I believe there are other implications for the marketing of the team and for dealing with the controversy the Redskins find over their own name.
Right, and that's probably the question our viewers have, is how that name change is playing into this particular story here.
And this becomes a situation where can a distinction be made between the horrific death of a young person, even with all that surrounds it, and given all the scrutiny, and given what has transpired in Ferguson, Missouri, and given this gesture from the Redskins players, no matter how heartfelt it may be, what does it portend for the policeman in the case?
Yep.
Brown's parents yesterday saying he needs to be arrested. They didn't say it was a litmus test, but they were saying, hey, this needs to happen. And the whole notion of our criminal justice process, where there is a presumption of innocence until guilt is proven in a court of law. You had the phone call from the neighbor, you had the videotape of someone who seemed to fit Mr. Brown's description in the convenience store. So there is so much to this question that's what elicits so much debate on the subject.
Well, this story is definitely bringing up a lot of controversial issues, from gun control to use of power, to use of police power, to racial issues, to prejudice. I mean, it's really bringing out a volcano of issues, JD.